G'day, you dunce. Hello, hello. Sammy first, Orca second, Dex third, Gamer late, as always. Gamer can never be on time. It's just so hard to be on time. Especially when you got people fighting for it. Alright. I think we're good. I think we're good. Good to start. Alright. I did some changes last night. Yeah. I probably should have been fixing the overlay and have it not crash, but who cares about that? We don't need to worry about that. You're late, Patrick. You come here into my stream, showing up late, and you give me a hot sauce? How dare you? Okay. It's weak. It's weak. Weak sauce. This isn't a hot sauce. This is water. Alright. Thank you, Patrick. What up, Okie? How you doing? You good dunce? Okie dokie. Now I've got some cracker stuck in my teeth. I gotta do that. There we go. Very nice. So I did some changes last night. Where are we? There we are. I still call transition menu, but transition menu is defined here. So it allows me to basically determine what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to do a shader update or if I go into settings, I can just call fade. Then there's some inbuilt transitions.
I'll be lucky.
Yeah, there's slide and fade inbuilt transitions. I can add to those as things progress. Yes. That came with some C++ updates, which was good. I figured out callbacks in the C++ code, so that's always good. Yeah. But yeah, I really need to start figuring out what I'm going to do with the puzzles in this game. Yeah. That's the big thing. What's everyone got planned for tomorrow? Make them solvable? I feel like I want a couple of puzzles that aren't solvable. And the solution is to basically point out, I can't do it. I just can't do it. See how many people spend their time just trying to solve an impossible puzzle. Even though the entire premise of the game is you don't have to solve all the puzzles. And I'll set something up so it's like if they do somehow manage to solve the puzzle, I will have an event for if they do solve the puzzle. But if they do solve the puzzle, it'll be like, clearly you're cheating. Like, this puzzle's not solvable, so clearly you've cheated. I'll have an achievement for it as well. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Demotivational quote of the day. People who say they'll give 110% don't understand how percentages work.
This is correct. This is correct. If you ever have an employee that says they're going to give 110%, fire them, because clearly they need to go back to primary school and understand percentages. They are not educated enough to have any kind of job. Yep. So we've got that done. Got that done. Oh, we've got those templated. I need to have this load in the main game. Needs to load in the main game. Oh, do we disconnect them? Should I disconnect them or should I... Should I set them all to disabled so that as the game is loading, like as they're loading in, the buttons aren't interactable?
Embrace your dreams. They're the only way to tell sleep from death.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Your brain does run through a bunch of memories and whatnot. When you're passing, so that could simulate a dream. Yeah. Why am I yellow now? Why am I yellow? I don't want to be yellow. I want to be hello. I don't get it. I don't get it. Howdy, hoy, how we doing? Alright, so... this one here, set up signals. That'll be allow, so it'll do that. If we're not transitioning, it's false. Ooh, actually. That's even better. Bam. I don't get it. It's true. It's true. It's very, very true.
Not getting your own joke is sad.
That explains your parents' mood. G'day, Cam. How you doing? You're late. What parents?
What parents?
Oh, now that's sad. Now that's sad. What's a parent? Good question. I always thought it was some kind of dinosaur. Because parents are old.
Good question. What's the question?
Huh? Is that what things inherit from? Ah, yes. Yes, that's right. That's right. A parent is what things inherit from. Munglo! G'day, you dunce. How yous doing? Welcome in. Hello. What up, Ginger Cat? How was your stream, Munglo? Tell us all about it. I need to figure out a basis for our puzzles. Heyo. I've been thinking about my my first devlog for this game. Make it about the customizations to the Godot engine and the challenges that I've got coming up with designing the puzzles and stuff like that. I really don't know how to design puzzles. How you doing, Nourish? What's going on? Chillblains. It sucks. Regular fingers? Chillblains fingers. Re-enabled my chicken coop and fixed their behavior a bit. Then set it to spawn 75 of them. Did an impromptu playtest. It worked. Didn't generate that much network traffic. Well, I'd hope so. They're chickens. Chickens don't cross the road, so it shouldn't have any effect on traffic. I'm sorry. I'll stop with the terrible jokes now. It's just been one bad joke after another this morning. Joke's on you, there's no roads in the game. Exactly. Exactly, so there's nothing for them to cross, so how would they have an effect on network traffic? Duh. Think about it, Mongolo. You're anonymous now, you can make terrible jokes. Yes! Ah. A priest, a rabbi, and a man walk into a bar. All this talk about a parent and no one made the obvious joke. Gamer, we can't always talk about you. had changed their roam action, so it detected that they were blocked. Okay. Yep. Sorry, it took me a bit to process. I'm still on my first coffee. Okay? Still on my first coffee, so give me a break. Well, there was just a big pile of them on the spawn location. I mean, that means you could have a bucket of chicken. If you just, like, put a bucket there where they're supposed to spawn, and then you have them, like, all spawn there, and open your own KFC. You even look a bit like you rolled out of the cocoon 1 minute ago. So I've been going to sleep recently with my hood on, just to like be warmer. So I like have my hood up while I sleep, and then I wake up and my hair's just completely screwed up from the hood. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's a little bit frustrating. Yeah. Ooh, but we got this. For anyone that hasn't seen it, I've got transition stuff. So you see how like that fades in. And for some reason it's... of course. And then this one here. Set up signals. And set up focus. Oh god, what color am I now? That's mostly blue with the tiny... Oh no, that's actually teal. Like, mostly teal. Actually no, it's blue with a little bit of green. Because it's 2F. Gah. Streaking on by. 7. Nice. Nice. It's radioactive blue, is it? Trying to find the worst color. Not saying that. Good luck. Good luck indeed. Where do I call that setup focus? I call it in ready. Let's do that. Oh damn, coffee! G'day you gidunts. What's going on? How was your stream? How was I? I've just rectified an issue there. Welcome in you gidunts. What's going on? Did you have a good day? Have a good stream? Did you get much finished? I'm just making some tweaks here to our basic menu that we'll expand on. Hey, we got this. Whoa! Look at that, it fades in. Then it fades out. Then it fades, yeah. Right. Very nice. Very nice. It was great. I got my mayonnaise. I don't want to know about your mayonnaise rocket. Okay, coffee? Okay? Don't want to know. Flying around. Let me show you my mayonnaise rocket. Oh, dude. Oh, that's gonna be our raid message today. You missed out on that, coffee. My raid message when I end stream and raid out is going to be, let me show you my mayonnaise rocket. Oh god. Kinda suck at the raid messages, but I'm hoping to rectify that soon. Oh god. Pin this? Alright, yep. Yep. I agree. Pinning it. Pinning it. Let me show you my mayonnaise rocket. It's there. Coffee will forever be known for that message. Oh god damn. That's fantastic. It's an important message. It's the most important message. After people... once you show someone your mayonnaise rocket, they may want a mayonnaise sandwich. Who knows? Should it be on a timer, the message? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. If nothing else pin-worthy happens in 20 minutes, then that's a problem. And thank yous for the follow too. Thank all of yous for the follows. Everyone that follows is a gedunt. It's a G apostrophe D and T. Similar to g'day, which is good day. Gedunt. You can figure it out. Let's comb this. Oops. There we are. Beautiful. Nice, combed, neat, perfect. Now, after it's combed, you gotta brush it. Because the brushing, the bristles get in deeper. They separate out each of the hairs. Beautiful. Thank you for looking after the beard, Oki. Much appreciated. So our main purpose for today, for everyone wondering, is figuring out what our what the basis of all of our puzzles will be. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Could be. You could use it as an instrument. You wouldn't want to see the person play it. But technically. coffee is done. I've had my coffee, and now I can code. You might say, coffee, then code. Yeah. Jersey, how are we? Look at that Frurp. Frurp is our mascot. Put the mayonnaise spewing rocket onto the scene that plays music. G'day, Misty Sea Cheese. Misty Sea Cheese and the mayonnaise rocket. Oh god. This is ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, so we've got our menu system working for the most part. We haven't actually built the menus, so don't need to worry about that. What can the puzzles be, though? Like, what can the basis for the puzzles be? Portal is the portal gun. In The Witness, they're all like the line-based grids. In Talos Principle, they're all mazes that you gotta like line things up to unlock doors to progress forward. In Superliminal, everything's like changing. You're changing with perspectives and stuff like that. Same with Manifold Garden, everything's perspective based. So there's always like one common element across all of the puzzles. So what can we do? What can we do? I don't know. Do I want this to be referenced here? I guess so. Had to use my work's private healthcare today. Oof, why? Started having an allergy or something on my arm. Okay. Was it just like a rash? Does he get diagnosed with stress? Rash, stingy, and itchy. That's fair. See, I have a problem at the moment where in my apartment building, each floor has a washing machine. And I think one of the other tenants has started using a detergent that my skin doesn't 100% agree with. So, yeah. That's my problem at the moment. I've been using the same detergent for ages, haven't had an issue. Maybe it could be that I'm developing a reaction to my detergent. Maybe I need to switch it up. Maybe I need to use a different detergent. Yeah. That's why you're green? Exactly. Green. I thought I was blue. I'm not... No. I'm not green. I'm teal. I'm teal, hoy. I think you might be a little bit blue colorblind. If you think this is green. This is equal parts green, equal parts blue. Yeah. Dark Cyan. Guess I could move it up here. Dark Cyan. If not green, why green shaped? Green shaped? Green shaped? That I'm stuck on that. I can't move past that. Green shaped. What is green shaped? Anyway. It's not pink. That's right, I've got to give a hint for the secret word today. The hint for the secret word is... it's related to Twitch. It's something to do with Twitch. The secret word. That's a lot of things. There's still a lot of things. But I have a feeling that with that hint, someone will get it, like, straight away. Mediocre. I mean, being mediocre when all of your competitors are shit, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Don't have to be amazing, you just have to be better than the competition, right? YouTube. How does YouTube have anything to do with Twitch? What? Huh? I need to load scene. They're like siblings. Competitors. Competitors, I'll give you that. What was I doing? Get tree. I don't want to do change scene to file. I think what I need. One doesn't exclude. Yes, it does. One does exclude. I exclude all the time. All the time. Game start. Um. Get current tab control. Grab focus. I think that's what we need. How do I grab? In settings, how do we grab the tab? This one. Tab. Current tab. And under here, if we're transitioning in, we want to do tween callback, set up focus. Let's see. Oh, hello. Ah, because it's an int. Okay. Whoops. Here's my mayonnaise rocket. It's too long for a clip. You can skip forward a bit. Not watch it all. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch. That sounds like a blast. Get it? Well, that's not mayonnaise. That looks like something different. No, I'm waiting for it. That's my chunky coffee. It's right after that. Let's see. Let's see. Where's this mayonnaise rocket? Ah, there it is. Yep. I can see that you've made it a mayonnaise bottle. I'm fairly sure everyone knows what that actually is, though. You know, that much mayonnaise does not fit in that small of a bottle. Just keeps going. It just keeps gushing mayonnaise. We're not getting into that coffee, okay? We're not getting into that. That's... What other thing are you talking about? Don't make this dirty, coffee. Alright? Don't make this dirty. Don't come in here disgracing my chat with dirtiness. What is the secret word hint? It's to do with Twitch. The secret word is to do with Twitch. Subscribe? Nah. Nah, that's not the secret word. Although, people should do that. Because that's money. A 30 stream streak, Cam. My goodness. Tin, how you doing? Thank you for the lurk. How's your game going? If I get current tab control and grab focus. I mean, you've got 5 guesses per day. Why did that... Still not selecting that tab. You can do hex for that. Yeah, you can color me hexes now. Yeah. Why? Tab. Get tab control. Grab focus. Is it because of that? Do I need to add a tab bar instead? So working on some C++ stuff. Do you have plans to move any GDScript code to it? I already have. I already have. So, NVim here. Under here, I've got all my custom bits and pieces. So you'll see in my menu manager, we've got this stuff set up. So this is like the basis for my menu manager. It's got what menus have already been loaded. It's got what packed scenes map to what category. So if we haven't loaded that menu previously, instantiates the scene, adds it to the loaded menus. That way it doesn't need to, like, we're not loading up every menu as soon as we have the menu manager instantiate. And then we've got our menu base, which handles transitions. It handles transitioning of the of the menu, and gets extended to have all the other functionality we want for that specific menu. For the menu manager, this is very simple. Just sets up the menu, gets the loaded menu instantiated and added to loaded menus if it needs to. Sets up the enums, and then in the menu base, it handles the fade transition, handles the slide transition, sets up enums and some properties and whatnot, and a signal, stuff like that. So, and then we build on top of it. So, yeah. And the reason for that, Tin, is because if someone unpacks my game and tries to rebrand it as their game and re-upload it somewhere else, their Godot engine won't build the game, because their Godot engine isn't going to have the menu-based node and the logic that goes with it. It's not going to have the state machine node and the logic that goes with it. It's not going to have the behavior tree nodes and the logic that goes with them. So, yeah. Seems like there are multiple upsides to doing it. Yeah, very much so. Except you don't need to make a custom Godot engine for it. What you can do is just use GD extensions. So you can create GD extensions that add those things. I didn't do that because I didn't want to go through the process of learning GD extensions as well as the C++ code that goes with all of it. But if we have a look, under here, so you'll notice that the build process is very similar. Build process is very similar. The code is very similar. Yeah, you've got the class, you've got the GD class, you got your privates, your protecteds, your like all of this stuff, your setup process. All of this is very similar to what you do when you're just building stuff into the engine itself. The only difference is you've got to specify like this stuff. Yeah. Like the namespace Godot. And then you've got the C++ file where you implement the functions and stuff. All of that I've got set up as part of my stuff. What I don't need to do is I don't need to go through this. I don't need to create this for my GD extensions. I just utilize the existing stuff created for the Godot engine. I don't need to set up this for my GD extension. I don't need to go through any of this configuration here. All of that stuff is already configured in the Godot engine. All I have to do is worry about the logic of what I'm writing. So... And whenever I want to make a change, I don't need to build it and then import it into the project and update the project. I can just build it, reload the engine, and it's there. So I've messed with GD extensions before, and it was pretty nice, I will say. I don't like the idea of shipping separate DLLs, etc. for my game when it'll be so small. And that's fine. But yeah, it's just like an extra thing to prevent against re-upload scams and stuff. Because, you know, if someone re-uploads a game that still has my business branding and stuff all over it, I can easily be like, yeah, I didn't upload this, take it down now. I'm the one that owns that game. You can see when it starts up, it has Hypnotic Games. You can see in the credits, it has me. All that type of stuff. So, if doing it by adding onto the engine itself, that sounds like that may be nicer. Yeah. It also comes with the added benefit that I'm getting to know the engine itself now. So I can get to the point where maybe I start doing stuff for the Godot engine itself. Like maybe I start adding things to it on my own. You know, do some issues that they have raised, fix up some bugs that have been raised and stuff like that. Seems like a win-win. Exactly. You've sold me. Damn right. Damn right. Also, all of that stuff gets compiled. All of it gets compiled, so the logic isn't... It's not figuring out what it needs to do at runtime. So it has that... It removes that small amount of overhead that C# and GD script have with it, if you do it that way. Because it just all gets compiled to be exactly what you want it to be. Yeah. Yeah. After seeing everything that is in the Godot engine's code, though, kind of makes me go, yeah, I'm never going to build a full-fledged engine because there is just so much stuff that's gone into Godot. It's insane. Like, I could build a very cut down version of an engine that only has the specific things I need for my game. Why does this not focus? It's hard to believe how much goes into engines, yeah. I've seen enough people building engines to understand that you can either focus on building an engine or a game, but not both. Unless you sacrifice parts of the engine and go, okay, the engine, not gonna worry about making it like an engine that supports all of the stuff that goes into 3D. It's just going to support the things I need it to support. If you do it that way, then you can get away with it. Because then you're basically just building your game. But in a way where you end up with something that can be used to make another game later. Similar to making modules and stuff. See, that's what I want to have happen. I want it to focus that first tab. How do we get it to focus a tab? Out. Get tab bar. Alright. Tab bar. Tab bar. Where is it? Queer tabs. None of these return an actual control. There's only select next available and select previous available. There's no... Like, I just want to tell it to, like, I want the first tab. I want the first tab to focus. That's it. There's this get tab control. But even doing that doesn't work. So I do get tab control 0. Grab focus. That's not going to do anything. But anyway, we've got ads. I'm going to give you his words. I'm going to get myself another coffee. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. Alright, here's go. Words. Call. I will be back when I have my next coffee. BRB. Jerking off a coffee. How we doing? We're winning words. Oh, God. Ooh. That's easy. Army from Rams. Nice, nice. Rummy. Easy. E-Z. Get rid of that. Alright, back to this. Why doesn't this allow me to grab the focus of a tab control? See how it's not allowing me to do anything there? But if I press down, you'll notice that quit on the main menu is now selected. And it changes back to settings because it's doing a focus on the button that's selected. Well, it should be selected. So why? So I'm getting the tab control because it's not a tab bar, it's a tab container. So it's a tab container, so I'm doing this, but I think this is doing the control for that. So I think I might need like you're saying do this, but wouldn't that just focus the tab bar in general, not a specific tab? Interesting. Okay. So focus tab bar isn't focusing the tab bar in general. It's focusing whatever the current tab is of the tab bar. Right. Okay. Because I thought about doing that, but I was like, no, I don't want to focus the tab bar. I just want to focus that one tab in the tab bar. I thought it was broken down further than that. But apparently not. So excellent. Thank you, Giga. Much appreciated. Now I can get that set up. Jeepers. So I've been thinking about the puzzles. I don't think I want there to be any sort of general puzzle that crosses all of the different puzzles. Like for example, Portal, the portal gun is used to solve all of the puzzles. The Witness, you've got the line that you need to like figure out the correct path to solve all of the puzzles. And they get more and more complex as they go. I think what I'll do is I'll leave it as I have planned, where I have one category of puzzles that will be like audio based, sound based. Another category of puzzles that will be like light and color based puzzles. Another category that will be puzzle boxes. Another one that will be gravity based, all this type of stuff. And then at the end, we can have a series of final puzzles which incorporate different elements from each of those into those final puzzles. And we can also have different secrets around the facility that are accessible if you understand the puzzle to get to it. And they're like all different puzzles to get through to them. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we need to load this one here. We'll go transition menu false. Over here, main menu, game start, game start. All right, so in here we can go node 3D, main area instantiate, get tree, add child of area, and when this one finishes, I'm not going to have a transition for it, actually. We're not going to transition or anything like that. We're just going to do game start emit. And we do that and go queue free. So we queue free the menu manager. The main area loads. And that should give me, like, from there, the main area can be the thing that takes on. Bam. So now I can Now I can have like a... Alright. What up, Dev House? How yous doing? Porn, good to have you here. Oh, good old stretch. Howdy, howdy. What we up to today, Dev House? Give us the deets. I'm just wondering if I need to make these doors, like these doorways, smaller. I don't think I will. Fuck was that? I don't know what that was, but something went bang. Yeah, I feel like those doorways are too large. But I feel like I also want to wait until we've got the actual robots. The NPCs implemented. I don't even have the hallway implemented yet, so... But yeah. Working on a map tile grid system. We're spawning sections of the level at runtime, and I was setting up all the framework for that. Nice. Nice. So is it like a... Is it procedural generation, or is it just like a streaming level? Kind of like how those GPS-based games work. Like you've got an area around you where stuff is spawned in. As you move, that stuff despawns, this stuff spawns. Yeah. I did have an idea for a GPS-based game ages ago. That was, that like used the same idea as like, what was that first game Niantic did? It was the one they did before Pokemon Go. They have partial procedural elements, but it's more like blueprints. Oh, I know that game. We spawn a room, and it persists until the game restarts. Yeah, cool. So it's kind of like a streaming thing. Like as you move around, it creates the area, and that area, like those areas that it creates, remain until you restart. So similar to like procedural dungeons and stuff in Diablo. Like you enter a dungeon, it generates it, and that's what it stays as until it reloads that dungeon. Like whatever causes it to reload. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. And are you a Godooter? Are you a Godot Gadunt? Gadunt has nothing to do with Godot, just so everyone's aware, okay? Everyone thinks Gadunt is to do with Godot. It's not. It's like a donut, but not really. Yep. It's on my list of things to learn, but I'm an Unreal fanboy who happens to work in Unity often. Nice. Nice. I tried. I was tinkering with some other engines for this game. I got Unreal Engine 5.8 on my system, installed it, went to run it, it loaded up, it let me create a project, but it kept freezing. Like every time it would just freeze. So I was like, I'm definitely not using this. Because I'm on Linux, you see. I'm on Linux. So things like Unreal Engine and Unity aren't really gonna work. Dev House, the studio I work at, we have different streamer every day of the week. So you're all sharing the content. Nice. Nice. Everyone's responsible for marketing at that point. Yep. I like it. I like it. Debugging Unreal and wanting to optimize was a beast to get into, but now that I've done that slog, it feels real nice. Yeah. I think that's just the main issue is like their stuff just doesn't work on Linux most of the time. Like honestly, I think the reason why 5.8 keeps freezing on Linux is whenever the mouse, I'm pretty sure it was whenever the mouse left the Unreal Engine window, it froze. I'm pretty sure that's what was causing it to freeze. And that includes whenever a tooltip in Unreal Engine popped up, that would cause the mouse to lose focus of the window and cause the entire window to freeze. I think that's what the issue was. Either way, it's not in a place that I can use Unreal Engine. So, yeah. But that's why, like, Godot is still freaking amazing. Like, the fact that I can just run it on Linux and it all just works. And it's like 140 megabytes or some shit. It's just... I've got the Godot code as well. So I've actually created my own custom nodes within the Godot engine itself. So, yeah. I'm currently walking down the street. One quick question. Where is my car? Dude, where's your car? I don't know where your car is, Cam. Where did you last leave it? What, didn't you take it in to get, like, the brakes replaced or something? Here's a question for you, Cam. Do you have your car keys? Was your car towed by chance? Was it parked where it shouldn't be? Or was it parked out front of someone else's place or something like that? And they're like, let's get it towed. Remember, Cam, you parked on the next street over. Because you went to the doctors, right, Cam? Towing companies have no mercy. Scummy business model. It's true. It's true. Well, I guess you just gotta call the police and be like, hey, I think my car's been stolen. It's not parked where I parked it. Lurk away, Mio. Thank you for the lurk. And also, thank you for the follows. I keep forgetting to say that. Was your car insured, Cam? Cam has terrible trouble with cars. I swear to God, Cam, if you left your car unlocked, it's... that sounds like a Cam thing to do. I have a feeling you parked it somewhere and you forgot. Or you left it unlocked. Window down, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? So now we've got that. So for the player, I want like I want something in front of it. Right, 3D. Sounds like some running Cam war that I'm discovering for the first time. Yeah, so Cam has had terrible trouble with cars. For ages. And ages. What up, Tommy? How you doing? I'm doing well, thank you very much. Oh my god, it's Maya! G'day, you good dunts. Thank you for the follow, too. Much appreciated. Fantastic, good dunt. What up, Granicus? Granicus from 1991. You shouldn't be a Granicus yet. You should just be a parent and that's it. Not a Granicus. Welcome in. What is a Granicus? Oh, they're right there. They're from your raid, Maya. Come on. Gotta keep working, so I'm a lurk. Go for it, Dev House. Thank you for the raid. What were you up to today? Oh, how's your Game Boy emulator? You're working on your Game Boy emulator, of course. How's that going? And a Prime! Much appreciated. Fantastic, Gadunt you. Made me so laugh so hard. Take this. How... I made someone... That's a first. That's a first, I gotta say. Usually I make people, like, groan and turn away. Hey. A laugh is something new. I'm honoured. Why do you leave your car keys lying around is the correct question. Thank you, Granicus. Thank you. Jeepers. GBA emulator is doing great. Nice. I gotta get into that type of stuff more. Like, I'm trying to tinker around with Raylib stuff, but I think I'm gonna take a step back from Raylib and just do OpenGL directly. And kind of really get a grasp on shaders. Yeah. Trying to quit vaping. I stopped 5 hours ago. Was that when you went to sleep? Got some studio modeling clay so I can sculpt some artistic masterpieces. Nice. No, I'm in Europe. So you're about to go to bed. Ah, I see. Yeah. What's been the funnest part about making a Game Boy Advanced emulator? Because I know you'd have to, like, figure out the instruction sets and stuff like that. Program in the different instruction sets to process them. Won't be able to fall asleep because stopping smoking gives insomnia. I mean, for you. for you. I used to smoke. And then one day I was having a cigarette on my way to work and I was like, this tastes disgusting. So I like put out the cigarette. And then I threw my entire pack out. And then I threw my lighter out. And that was it. That was it. That's the only thing I've done so far, but apparently GBA was ARM, and learning that instruction set has been so fun. Nice. Why the lighter? If I'm not smoking, I don't need a lighter. Obvious. Obvious. But if you need to use heat shrinking tubing, or set someone on fire. Well, A, I wouldn't set someone on fire, okay? I'd have someone else do that. And the heat shrink tubing, this was back when I was like 24-ish, so almost 12 years ago. I wasn't really into the hardware wiring and soldering and stuff at that point. So, yeah. Yeah. Why do I only see your head? Are you ashamed of a fat body? No, I don't have a body. I thought that was obvious by the fact that I was just a head. and, as we say around here, I am the best head on Twitch. Yeah. I'm a mustache amateur. I mean, I like to think of myself as a professional, but amateur would be much more accurate. Yes. Oh god, that's good coffee. I make a good cup of coffee. Oh. Jesus Christ. I should be a barista. It's a bit nutty. Gore, Basil. This coffee smells like shit. It is shit, Austin. Oh, then it's not just me. Oh. Austin Powers was so good. I do still wonder if they're going to make an Austin Powers 4. I don't think they ever are. I don't think they're ever going to make an Austin Powers 4. It's rumored. Wayne's World 3. I think this is people just adding stuff, being like, I hope this happens. Let's see. World Cup watch party. Mike Myers confirmed Austin Powers 4 is finally going to happen. They've said this like 6 times. They've said that Austin Powers 4 is going to happen like 5 times. Every single time, it never happens. So, I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Jeez. Let's see. Let's turn off that billboard, shall we? Okay. If I pop this A2. All right. I like that. So this here is going to allow us to do different bits and pieces. We can have like when the player starts the game, we can have it look like their eyes, like they're opening their eyes and they're like getting out of bed sort of thing. I could look at doing like a... Is that easier done with the Sprite 3D? Or should I do that as part of a HUD? I feel like that should be done as part of a HUD. That feels better. All right. I need to create a HUD. That's what I need to do. Bam. Do I want to create a HUD node? I don't think I want to create a HUD node. There's no point in that. For our HUD, what do we need? We could have a panel here. We can have like let's do wake up. That should probably be a capital U. This one should always be at the bottom. Actually, I think we want the HUD to be a canvas layer, don't we? Want that to be a canvas layer. So that way it's always on top. Yeah. That'd be better. Have this be full screen. Give it that. We're doing fantastic, Cool Cat. How are you doing? That's the more important question. The secret word hint for everyone that's wondering, because we do have a secret word that you can guess using a channel redeem. The hint for the secret word is that it's related to Twitch. Secret word is related to Twitch in some way. No, I am not the secret word. I'm not the secret word. Are there any good games on sale at the moment? Viewer. Ooh. Ooh, no. No. Just no. Digging a hole. Nice. I could see how digging a hole would be fun. Look at that, satisfactory, get it? I mean, it's $40. You know? Dude, what was that? Games made in Sweden. Goat Simulator 3, nice. Tabs. Payday 3. Amnesia the Bunker. Warhammer Darkside. A lot of this is going to be Paradox Interactive. Paradox Interactive is like the really big Swedish publisher. That's not a good sound. Can you hear that sound in the background? Paradox Interactive is based in Sweden. Paradox Interactive, Stockholm, Sweden. Tencent. Tencent is the Chinese one. Yeah. And if we go to here, we have a look at their members. Paradox Interactive is not listed here. Because Paradox Interactive is not listed here, we can buy their games. We are allowed to buy their games. Yeah. Yeah. GTFO. Soma. Ooh, Soma. That could be good. It's 80% off. Soma is 80% off. The Midnight Walk, that was a fantastic game. I really enjoyed that game. Out of Sight, Void Right. Budget cuts. Not bad. There's a lot of good games that are listed there. Beyond one-on-one basketball. Limbus Company. Interesting. Looks interesting. I've got Power World already, so that's fine. Cat Mail. Okay. The Steam controller. No. Halo, no. Ark, no. No, no. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else. Alright, so, what do we need here? We can lock you in place. And we need to give this a shader. A new shader. Now pop this up into assets, shaders. It's not going to be called HUD. It's going to be called Wake Up. what we're going to do with this let's see. I can get rid of that. We can have a uniform float. Eyes open. Hint range. Default to 0. And now what we need to do is we need to like make it look like eyes are opening. Which means that's not just having an oval start in the middle and getting wider. That's having like an oval that spans the entire width of the screen that opens. So, do I want to bother with that, or do I just want to have it fade? What do you think? What do you think would be better for like a wake-up sequence? I do feel like the eyes opening is... like, it's more complicated, but does it feel better? We're going to implement it, and we're going to see if it feels better. Yeah. It depends on what you mean, Granicus. I'm inclined to say no. In that case, no. Yeah, I'm glad I defaulted to no. If I'm ever unsure, no. That could have been terrible. Oh. What up, Drawn? I'm tinkering. I'm testing some stuff out. We're making a puzzle game that has a narrative to it. So you completing the puzzles progresses the narrative. We're still in the early stages. We've only been working on this game for like 2 or so weeks. So I've got our branding stuff set up, you know, goes through that. I've got a basic menu system set up that allows us to, you know, go through and do different bits and pieces. You can load into the game and stuff like that. So we've got like the foundation for stuff done. Now I'm just looking at when you start the game, because there's no saves. There's no saves. No. Yeah, there's no saves. It's going to be replayable as well. So, kind of like in Stanley Parable. In the Stanley Parable, you play and then you reset to the start and you redo a bunch of stuff and things have changed and whatnot. I want something similar where you don't have to complete the puzzles. You don't have to complete the puzzles in order to progress the game. But depending on how many puzzles you complete, how you complete them, how well you score, all this type of stuff, depends on which narrative route you go down. And then once you've gone down that and you've finished that narrative route, when you start the game again, you're back at the start. Some things that you've changed from your previous run will still be changed in the new run. So it's like a loop. So you've got to play through multiple times, doing things differently in order to get different narrative and dialogue and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. I want it to feel like Stanley Parable, Portal, Superliminal, Blueprints, all of that like came together to have this game made. That's what I want it to feel like. We're doing chess. Am I playing you, user not found, or am I playing a random person? I'm playing a random, as you've said. Bobble Shop Sim has not launched yet. It launches in like a week and a half. Sounds hard. It's going to be. But that's okay. Just because something's hard does not mean it shouldn't be done. Because if everyone had that approach, we wouldn't procreate as a species. Get it? That's the stupidest fucking joke. That's so stupid. Punishment. I don't know if that's a punishment. You've just given me more power. You can go there. Give me 2 seconds, Drawn. I'll have a read of that after this. I can't focus on 2 things at once, unfortunately. Now what are you gonna do? Yes! Oh! Fucking triple. Oh! And then I can... Oh! Oh! Do I? If I do that, you've got to save that, but then I can get that without you taking that. Mmm! Good stuff. Because you're going to move that out so that you can attack there. But you see, I can go back here because nothing's... See? Go back to the triple fork. And get rid of you. can take there. Yep. I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Do that. And then look at that. Look at that lineup. Oh, don't get timed out. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's a good lineup. That's fine by me. Let's see. I'm gonna go here. Yeah. Yeah. Got him. All right. Let's see what we got here. What we got here? Got an idea since you wanted something like do something, restart changes. What if you do something in one save, restart, and that clone is doing what you did before restart, and you could do anything else, and that clone do exactly what happened. Like the clone goes to hold a button for bridge. Next save, you cross the bridge, complete the puzzle. So that there, you wouldn't need to worry about doing a save or anything like that. Because in Godot, Godot 4 has an undo redo node. So what this does is it works by registering methods and property changes inside actions. So what you can do, you can actually record all the stuff that you do, and then you can have the player use a device that resets the player. So there's now two players. The one that's just been reset, the player is now controlling. And then the other clone is redoing all of these actions. So you can just have that as part of your general gameplay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to go down that route, though. I don't want to have, like, clones of the player, though. Yeah. So, here are the different puzzle categories. logic puzzles. So those will be like, but those will be like standard logic things. One of those, for example, the first one, the easiest puzzle in the game, is a shape box. All shapes have their own slot that is designed for the shape to go through. Player can complete the puzzle in multiple ways. They can either put the shapes through the correct slot, or they can put them all through the square. You know? Or they could do like something else that like causes them to glitch into the box. That type of stuff. Like that meme. Exactly, Sammy. Exactly. You got it, Sammy. Anyway, we now have ads. So while the ads play, we're gonna do words. I don't want people to miss out on the different things that we're doing and planning. Never. We never want people to miss out on what we're doing. The nerve. I'm gonna steal another word from Sammy. Ooh, I didn't. Okay. I know what the big word is, but I don't want to take it. There we go. Thank you, Razor. Thank you, Razor. Even. Saw one funny TikTok where it was that kind of system accidentally pushed the item down, had to restart, and the clone proceeded to do the same, couldn't complete it, restarted, killed the first clone with a pistol. Oh, that would suck. Oh, that would suck. Via. Veneer. Ooh. Venuer. I don't know what the other words are. I don't know. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. You are a fantastic Gedunt. Oh, Rune. Runer. No, because there's only one R. Never mind. I'm silly. And thank you for the follow, too. Everyone that follows is a Gedunt. As Science says, it's like a donut, but not really. Bolt. Mobility. Sammy coming in with the big word. Don't hurt yourself on that big word, Sammy. As a heavy word, I hurt my back. I just told you not to hurt yourself. Boily. Loix. Toil. Limits. Oily? I think I'm out of words. Tomb. Nice. I like it. The good word, tomb. It's where we all end up. Already got blot. Um, dang. Well, we got past that level too. We're going to level 7 on the next ad break. Beautiful ad break. Alright, so we need... What up, K-Cog? How you doing? What is that translation? You said yo, 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 and YouTube seems to have translated that into 3 pipe bars. What I mean by pipe is, that character. It's not an I, it's not a lowercase L, it's a pipe. I'm doing well, thanks, Cake. I'm doing well. I should probably plug my phone in so it doesn't die. So that everyone knows, my internet could drop at any point in time. There's work going on in my area. So YouTube Translate is pure garbage. Yes. Yes, it is. That it is. Why am I so blurry? Probably because you're watching me at a lower resolution. Yeah. If you have a look on your end, you'll be able to see, like, the quality. Yeah. It was camera focus? Oh, was it? Let's see if I can mess it up again. I didn't know my camera was smart enough to do focus. Apparently it is. Huh. There you go. It's doing autofocus. Smart. Shouldn't have unfocused in the first place. That's true. That's true. Average intelligence. It's not dumb, because if it was dumb, it wouldn't even know what focusing is. It's not smart, because if it was smart, it wouldn't have unfocused. So it's just like right in the middle. Just average intelligence camera. You know what? You know what's one thing? Speaking of like intelligence and such, there's one insult that is much worse in countries that use Celsius as their temperature measurement than in America. Because in America, you use Fahrenheit. Your room temperature is like somewhere in the 70s, I would imagine. You know, like 72 or something like that would be average room temperature, am I right? For Fahrenheit. So when someone says that someone has a room temperature IQ, they're saying that their IQ's like mid-70s. You know, it's low IQ, like they're dumb. In Australia, or anywhere that uses Celsius, it's like 20. So it doesn't really work outside of America. Like if someone has that level of IQ, their body is struggling to know how to circulate their blood. Never thought about that one. It's stuff like that you don't think about. It's fantastic. IQ of 18, yeah. Your IQ is so low that you can't even vote. Because you have to be 18 to vote. This here, we need distance. Float. Float of distance from... Well, actually, no, I don't need to worry about that. So we need to have like a slight curve, but for now, before we add the curve, we'll just have it open. I can probably have this be 0.5 because the UV is going to be -5 to 5, like -5, 0, 5, right? Or is it 0 to 1? I think it's 0 to 1. Shit. Out of curiosity, have you ever worked in OpenGL, DirectX, or Vulkan? I'm learning OpenGL shader stuff. So that's some of the stuff that I've been doing with Raylib, is kind of practicing shaders there. But I need to stop using Raylib because I want to understand the calculations for the projection matrix, the model matrix, the view matrix, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I wanna just use pure OpenGL for that type of stuff, getting the shaders and whatnot done. But I haven't dealt directly with DirectX or Vulkan or anything like that at the moment. I think I can still use Raylib. I think I can still use Raylib for the OpenGL stuff. I just... Like, when you're using Raylib... let's go into the cheat sheets. There's this stuff here, which this stuff sets up. Like, this here sets up a shader that has the projection matrix and all that type of stuff already pre-calculated. I need to stop that, and I need to just use the begin shader mode. And if I just use shader mode, then I can calculate all of that stuff myself and start tinkering with it all myself. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. From someone who had strict teacher who made the class worse. Yeah, I hate teachers that do that. It's always annoying when you've got a teacher that makes the class not fun. But I guess that's also a matter of perspective a little bit. Does Raylib have loop? Because those commands are really similar to Learn OpenGL tutorial. Is Raylib a somewhat wrapper that makes it easy to use? So Raylib is a library that handles like the camera, loading the models, loading textures, all that sort of stuff. It allows you to do OpenGL shaders, stuff like that, like vertex shader and whatnot. And it does have, like, it doesn't have a loop. You have to set up the game loop. But, where is it? So it's got like input handling stuff. It's got update camera stuff. I think it's up here. So it's got this. Window should close. It's like check if application should close. So what you would do is you would have a while loop set up. And inside that check, you're basically doing this. you're going while not window should close. And then it proceeds, like it does that loop. And then when the window should close, that loop stops and you clean up your bits and pieces. So like this here. So you got while not window should close, you do your drawing and your rendering, you do your loop, your game loop stuff. And then after that, you do your cleanup and whatnot. So all of this here is just my testing of bits and pieces to do this. Where you've got like a ball here. It's Jolt Physics that handles the rigid body and the rolling. And then you can see how it's got like the lighting there and such. Like this is the source of the light. So as it gets closer, that side gets darker because it's just like a bunch of tinkering stuff that I've done. Like it's not good by any means, but it's helping me. So, and then that will get to the edge and it'll like drop off. There it goes. But yeah. Puzzle with less pieces than OpenGL, DirectX, Vulkan, while Godot, Unity, etc. is a picture, no puzzle. I would call framework. I would call Raylib a framework. It's not an engine, because Raylib itself has collision detection, but it doesn't have physics. So like, you can do some like 2D stuff in Raylib. But when it comes to the 3D side of things, you would need to like create your own physics engine stuff. 2D, you can still do some sort of basic physics engine stuff to have gravity applied to everything if you wanted to. But yeah, and that's why I'm using Jolt Physics in that, because then I don't have to create my own physics. I just hook up Jolt Physics and go, this is a rigid body. This is its linear velocity. This is its angular velocity. This is how much it weighs, all that kind of stuff. And then Jolt Physics takes care of calculating all that stuff. So yeah. Also, I think Raylib doesn't have Vulkan support yet. I don't know if they're adding Vulkan support or anything. I think it's purely like I think it's mostly OpenGL focused. I was thinking of making a game in OpenGL for Thesis, but also implementing C++ compiler to code in game robots and make it all sorts of puzzles and scenarios, targeting beginner and Arduino lovers. Nice. I'm gonna have this as 1. What we want to do, we want vec2 uv to be uv minus 0.5 times 2. So that's going to give us a -1 to 1 on both the x and the y. The y is the thing we're concerned with. We want to go if uv, or absolute of uvy is less than or equal to eyes open, then we go color A 0.0. Yeah, cool. And then that does that. So now I can start to add like the curve to it. And then I can also add like a blur to the edge as well. Yeah, so if I'll change my clear color to be that. Oh, it can be seen there as well. So what we want to do now, we want to have that have like a slight bend to it. Maybe like the further away it gets, the more of a bend it has. Up to a point. And then we can start to add some blur. And we can have the entire thing sort of fade out as well, maybe. So how can we add that curve? It's gonna be sine UV. No, I don't want to do tan UV. Wow. Okay. It's definitely not it. What I see in the morning. I want to get like a blink sort of thing. I feel like we do absolute and absolute. That's going to give us that, but we don't want it to go up and whatnot. I think that's why we want this to just be UV. I change that to be 0.5. Go. We can't do that. We need it to be... So 0.5 will be our center. I could go if it's greater than or equal. Then we go like... No, because then we still need it to be like -5 to 5. Yeah, exactly. It's contradictory now. I don't like it. We'll reset it. Vec2 UV minus Vec2 0.5 times that by 2. Change U to that. So we have that. And we need have a curve going based on the X. I was basing it on the Y. So we want to do float curve is going to be 1.0 minus the absolute of UVX. And if I add curve there, now we need to obviously have that No. It needs to be like a sign. I think it needs to be... Yeah, we need to... I think we need to get rid of that. I think we're just going to do that. Because obviously that's now given us that, which isn't good. Back to math class, I guess. Yeah, exactly. I need to figure out the correct order to do it. Because we have the Y, how high up it's going. We need to add a curve to that, which means we need to adjust the Y based on how far from the center we are on the X. And it needs to be probably to the power. Yeah, it needs to take into account pi and stuff like that. So it needs to be like a sine calculation or something. For my deathbed, I'd like to have... Okay, Granny. Keep it all ages, please. Keep it safe for everyone in chat. We don't want to... This is game dev after all, not a mature audience's stream. Alright, so this needs to be... Obviously that's not gonna work. .0. No. I think we can do like 1.0 minus UVY. That's why we need it to be divided, like multiplied by 2. So we can do 1.0. No, we can't do that because then it's 2. God damn it, I hate this. Ingado, the left is 0 and the right is 1. Yeah, so 0 to 1, left to right, 0 to 1, top to bottom. So we need to get it to be the center. So to get it to be -1 to 1, you do uv minus a vec2 of 0.5, and then you multiply that by 2, and that gives you the -1 to 1. Yeah. Then you do the absolute, gives you that. Yeah. If 0.5 is the x value in the center. So you've got the value left. I'm assuming that means like the left-hand side of the screen. You're subtracting x divided by half. You're multiplying it by value subtracted in the center. Let's have a look. So I'm assuming that like, how would we... How would we have that incorporate with this? Because I guess what I could do is... I'd have this as 0.5. Actually, UVY minus, or the absolute of 0.5 minus that, less than that multiplied by 0.5. So now we don't need this, so it's no longer being -1 to 1. And if we do the curve as but how would we factor in the right, though? So if I do, the curve is 0.0. Was it what would value left be here, Kesame? Like, because you've said value left. What would that be? Like UVX over 0.5, because that's the middle. Then you multiply that by, so like 0.1, for example. What's this? Because technically the value of left is whatever the UVX is. Right? No. So, okay, so that's the value of y. So that's UVY. But that would obviously need to be our absolute of 0.5 minus. Yeah, so I think we need to, like, because I know that if we go, if we take the UV X, like if we go a vec2 of UV as UV minus vec2 0.5, and then down here, we get rid of that, that still gives us that. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. Oh, because that needs to be that. So that still gives us that. And then this would need to be, the curve would need to be the absolute of UVX multiplied by, we'll say that. Then we add that to curve. That gives us a diamond. Oh, not quite a diamond. So that gives us a diamond there. So now we need that to curve. So it has to be a straight curve. Which I can't do the sine of UVX because that gives us wackiness. That'd be curved if it's blurred. Well, I guess the blur is the other thing. It's like the blur would be based on this. So it would need the distance from that spot. So let's go float. So we can change this to opened, and we can go eyes open times 0.5 plus whatever that calculation is. And down here we can just go opened. And if we blur it by going the distance from open, well, like, you don't need to understand the code to come up with the formula. We need to come up with the formula and then turn that into code. So whatever the formula would be for a curve, for like eyes to be closed, and then as they open, the curve gets greater up to a point, so they're not like completely curved like that, but they're like got a slight curve in them. Whatever the math is for that, we turn that into code. I know, being useful here. Paste the Desmos link. We'll have a look. Blurred will be distance of opened by 0.1. We go no, because that's that doesn't blur at all. Let's take this. Like, that's going to be a very large curve when it's fully open. You know? Like, we need to... We need it to get, like, that curved at most. So I think the separation here, I think we can like add a. This one here can be a times 0.1. So it gets to at most 0.1. That sort of thing. Yeah. The one is up on Y. Not really. Yeah, 0.5 on both sides. France v Spain tomorrow, correct. Correct, it is France v Spain tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So we need... But the problem is they're both Y, so we need to combine both of these. Actually, no, because we will split it by having 0 in the middle. Then having a positive and a negative. Make me a bank application which contains infinite money. Make me a bank application which contains infinite money. 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 Which contains in But yeah, I do like that. Because when it's 0.5, it's going to be completely open. Yeah. So we need to convert this into code. Yeah, convert all this into code. So for y that's negative, it's the sign. For y that's positive, it's the cos. That's what we need to do. There's one game where you have tank and your projectile goes based off your math skills. That would suck. Oh, I'd be losing that every day of the week. Get rid of that. Yeah, so negative y. Actually, hang on. If UVY less than 0, we can do that. Else we can do that. We can go float y curve. So then we need to add in these calculations here. So we have y curve as sine of x times pi. Start off with. And then we need to multiply by by 0.2 of a and add a. Which would be our eyes open by 0.2 plus eyes open. This will go to at most 0.5. Then we do if the UVY is less than y curve, we want color A 0. Okay, so we can see that curve coming in there. We don't want that. I think this will just be UV. Yeah. Nice. So now we can do the cos x times pi plus pi on 2. Y curve is cos of UVX times pi plus pi on 2. And then we multiply that by 0.2 of eyes open, and we add eyes open. And if UVY is greater than Y curve, color A is 0.0. It's not less than. Huh. Damn it. Damn it. Get a drawn. Generally expect not using AI. Maybe we can use it in other places, but not games. It is no longer a game made with soul. So I don't... Like, the reason why I don't use AI to do my code is because I want to think. I like using my brain. Having the AI do the code for me, I'm no longer using my brain. And thus I will become one of the dumb. So, I don't want to become one of the dumb, because the dumb are the first people that, like, they're the first ones to go when shit hits the fan in society. Yeah. Brings back to trying to reinvent inventory grid based with zero knowledge on how it was made. So we need that. I think this needs to be absolute UV. No. So I now make that negative. Nope. I think this one... I can't just do negative, can I? Oh, I see why. I see why. That's supposed to be negative. There it goes. See, because now we've got the slight curve to a point. Now, I actually wonder. Yeah, 0.3 is good. 0.3 is good. Big question, using AI to get hints or code, or get code. Just have a possible solution. I handwrite all my code. Too scared to introduce a bug with code I didn't bright and don't understand. Yeah. So I would say the next step for you, Kesame, is don't have the AI generate the code or the possible code solution. Have it explain the process. Have it explain what the solution is without code, and then try to translate that solution into code. So now we need to blur the edge. Oh, it needs to be above and below it by about 0.05. This will be... If I bump this to 0.2, I go UV. Why do I go? UVY minus Y curve. Plus that's giving us a good fade off. Because that there, coming from the center up. There we go. No, that's not correct. We've got ads coming in. Made a multiplayer game as my first game. It was fun, but I don't have a server, and the server I was borrowing is dead, so I'm making a solo game. Yeah, you can use Steam, because Steam does peer-to-peer stuff. That might work for you. Might. And it doesn't cost you anything, I don't think. So, yeah. Words. Level 7. Twit. Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's called X. Yeah, V is fake. V is fake. Right, nice. Nice. Dang. Can't do a single T Twitter. Oh, Rit. Of course. Duh. Duh. Rit. Itter. No. We're. Yeah. Yeah, we're. So bad at this game. It's okay if you're bad at this game. All that means is that you're terrible at spelling. Shoe. Fishhook. M is fake. M is fake. Shook. Don't feel sure to say that word. What? There's no ER, so you can't say hooker. Ooh, skiff. Oh, come on. That's probably a double F. Scoff. Ook. Sook. Damn it. Sick. M is fake. M is the fake letter. So that wouldn't work. Damn it. Well, we're up to level 11 on the next ad break. So oh, God, it feels good to stretch. So nice. So limber. All limbity bimbity. Feel like I could jump from tree to tree like a cat. For anyone that doesn't get the reference to Super Troopers, I suggest you go and watch that movie. Super Troopers is a hilarious movie. Um, God damn it. Might need help on this one. Been doing the same been doing game dev since 2019. Wanted to do it really since 2012 because I played CS 1.6. Was fun and said I want to make one myself. However, after years of stuff, I've lost my motivation. I want to make games, but I don't feel going to even open Godot to work on it. You could be burnt out. You could just need to take a break from it. Work on, like, do something else for a bit. Come back to it. Maybe you're no longer interested in that project. Maybe that project no longer interests you. Because, I mean, it's been 7 years. Maybe you've changed. Maybe your interests have changed. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe instead of making shooters and stuff, you want to do something more platformer-based these days. Who knows? Want to make a horror game, Hitman-style game, FPS shooter, etc., everything. Like, have you finished any of them? Because, like, maybe each game that you try to make, you're biting off more than you can chew. So you get demotivated from working on it because it's something that you're not able to complete. Or you're not able to complete within the time frame you want to. So you need to, like, scale back the things that you make. Yeah. How do we have these blur? If I do UVY minus Y curve, but I go UVY plus gradient alpha from black side to transparent side. That's my idea. Yeah, but how do I do the calculation so that it's always the same amount of blur? Because I don't want to have the blur get larger, because then by the time we get here, we've still got the blur. Yeah. And I want it all to be gone by the time the eyes are completely open. Yeah. Let me have a look. Because there's Godot shaders. We can go. A radial blur. That's what we need. We need a radial blur. We have the scale rotated. I've tried Notepad trick, pulling up drawing starting point and think with pencil, then looking at it. I don't like. I already know what I need to do. I know what I want to accomplish. I know what I want it to look like. It's like drawing it out's not gonna. Drawing it out won't really help me. Because like, yeah, we want this sort of radial blur, but stretched. Yeah. Actually, I think an edge detection might be better. I think an edge detection. That's a spatial. If I want it on a canvas, yeah, no, that's... This is going to use a depth texture, so I don't want to use that. That's sort of a smooth step. Smooth step is what we want. I'm going to do smooth step of UVY. And an edge of What does that do? That does not do what we want at all. I guess it'd be Y curve. Needs to be a smooth step. I know it needs to be a smooth step. What up, Rian? G'day, you gidunts. Thank you for the raid. How you doing, Acid Slime? What were you up to today, Rian? Doing some more fantastic pixel art, I assume? Putting the rest of our artwork to shame? Huh? Huh? That's what I think. Used to have an uncontrollable obsession with buying large boats. Thankfully, the antibiotics works. God damn it. Bit of coding too. Nice. Very, very nice. I'm currently trying to figure out how to get these edges to blur. So from like there down a little bit, I want it to blur. But I have no idea how to do that. So, doing the Daywalker stream this week, hey, no better time, in my opinion. No better time. I could add blinking to my screen, to my game. Every now and then your character blinks. Just to like really mess with people. No, I wouldn't do that. Everybody blinks. This is true. This is true. Unless you're born without eyelids. Yeah. Like, there's no point in adding a blinking in-game, because the blinking of the character you're controlling in a first-person game is just your blinking. Whenever you blink, that's the character blinking. That's it. No eyelids would be quite comfortable. I mean, just give me some spray. Like, every now and then, I'll just like... Done. It's also like trying to blink one eye at a time like that. Like, that doesn't work to like stop you from needing to blink. It's weird. Weird. Be like, how would I get this to... If you have to go do stuff, Rian, if you need to do after stream stuff, please go take care of yourself. Otherwise, enjoy watching me struggle to figure out this smooth step alpha stuff. Yeah. Inner ratio plus feather, and then the distance. Need to go blink one eye at a time. Nice. Nice. By the way, you made me blink multiple times. See how blinking looks when you're doing it with a shader. I'll retire to rest. Have a good one. distance max absolute UV X that's not gonna work though. Look at how weird that is. It's not correct. Might go